Hello, hello, hello. It is Teacher Will. How are you? I hope you're well. And in today's video, I am going to discuss separating facts from fiction, dispelling myths as it relates to you achieving your English goals. Now, I don't know if you had an opportunity to see the previous video that I did. If not, I will put it in the comment section. But I got so inspired by that video and I received a lot of positive feedback from the ATW family that I decided that I wanted to make a part 2. All right, so dispel. What does the word dispel mean? Dispel means to get rid of, to reduce, or to eliminate. And separating fact from fiction as relates to your English goals, I think there's a lot of myths out there, fake truths or things that are not entirely correct or that might benefit you as it relates to achieving your English goals. So I am back with this other video and I'm gonna talk about 3 myths or dispel some things that I don't necessarily think is particularly helpful as it relates to you achieving your English goals. And you can let me know in the comment section if you agree, disagree, or let me know your overall thoughts as it relates to the video. All right? So before we get into it, if you're not a member of the ATW family, click on that subscribe button, hit that bell notification. If you're motivated by this video or you believe in sharing is caring, share this video with someone with whom might benefit. All right? So let's see. Separating fact from fiction, dispelling myths. Here's number 1. Memorizing a vocabulary is enough for you to achieve your goals. Memorizing vocabulary only is enough for you to achieve your goals. Ladies and gentlemen, brothers and sisters, if I can call you that, that is a myth. In order for you to achieve fluency in your speaking, it is very, very important that you go beyond memorizing words. What is important, reality. What is important is you use the words in situation, in context, and that is relevant to your life. All right? Making sure that you use it in context and situation and understanding nuance. The nuanced vocabulary. There's certain words that you want to use to express emotion, to express confidence. So memorizing is not enough. It's understanding situation and context. Number 2. Now this might be a little controversial, but these are just my thoughts. In order for you to achieve fluency in English, you must translate every word in your mother or native language, whatever that is, Arabic, French, Chinese, Tagalog. That is a myth. And that is not the particular way that I approach the language as a teacher, as a coach who's been teaching over as a decade, and then also as someone who knows how to speak another language other than English. Now let me sit back and say, there are many different ways to learn English. One particular approach is the translation approach, where people will, translate every word in English. But I don't necessarily think that is the right approach, and I believe it is fiction. Here's what I believe is most important. Thinking directly in English is going to help you achieve fluency faster than if you're trying to translate every word from English into your mother tongue. All right, now what do I mean for that? Or what do I mean by that? Well, as an example, I speak French, right? So the word for French or fish, is poisson, right? So thinking directly, being immersed in English will help you achieve fluency faster than if you're going from your mother tongue and you're translating from your mother tongue into English, all right? The translation approach exists, but being fully immersed in the language will help you achieve fluency faster. And I know for some that can be a little difficult, right? But this is just my approach, right? So just for the purposes of this, let me give you an example. Je parle français, je m'appelle Guillaume, je suis un prof d'anglais et j'ai étudié le français pour beaucoup d'années. Il est nécessaire que je me comprenne la langue. If I want to understand English and be fluent in it, I need to think first in English to be fully immersed. That's why, for some of you asked, or have asked me the question in the past, hey, Teacher Will, you speak French. Why don't you do videos and French, English, things of that nature? That's not my approach. And when I learned a second language in French, it was fully to be immersed in French, right? It helps you achieve fluency faster if you immerse and you think directly in English, right? And I might say something a little controversial, just my thoughts. Listen, if you are paying people for an English class, have you ever been in an opportunity, you've gone and you paid money for an English coach, or you've gone to a school and you're paying your own hard-earned money, and 60 to 70% of the English class that you're getting is in your mother tongue, and then you wonder why you're not achieving fluency as quickly as you want to. And then you might feel discouraged. Why? Because ultimately what you're doing is you're training your brain to first think in your mother tongue, then translate into English. Think directly in English. One last thing before I continue. Now, if indeed you're just learning the language and you need to translate from your mother tongue and you're watching videos and content, as a beginner, that's fine. But as you build confidence in the language, try to move and be fully immersed in English. So do not translate every word in English. Try to think directly in English, be immersed, because over time, and research shows, that it will help you achieve fluency in English faster. All right? You definitely need to let me know what you think about that in the comments section, because I get flack. Oh, why are you saying that, Teacher Will? Just my thought. All right. The last myth that I want to dispel, separating fact from fiction, and this might be another controversy, but it's just my thoughts. Native-like fluency, speaking like a native like me, is the only English goal. Ladies and gentlemen, brothers and sisters, that is a myth. The reality is, for me, my reality is what you want to do is you want to have effective and natural communication. Sounding like a native is optional. It's not mandatory. Effective, natural communication. What do I mean by that? The ability to communicate your thoughts, your wishes, your dreams, your hopes, your aspirations in a manner that is understood, with proper pronunciation, with proper mindset, and with proper confidence. English is a global international language, right? Or better yet, let me say it like this. As you know, I speak French. I will never be a native French speaker, and you know what? For me, that's okay, because I'm able to communicate effectively in French. The same I would suggest to you, ladies and gentlemen. Your goal should be effective, natural communication. Again, with the proper mindset, the proper pronunciation, and confidence, right? Being native is optional. It's not mandatory. You want to be proud of who you are and effectively communicate what you want, what you desire in English. So please, please, please remember, effective, natural communication and native-like fluency is not the only goal in English, from my perspective. So those are some of the myths or separating fact from fiction when learning English that I want you to be aware of. What do you think? Let me know in the comments section, all right? Thank you very much for listening. I hope I was able to motivate you, inspire you, think critically, or maybe you approach learning and achieving your English goals in a different way. Click on that subscribe button and hit that bell notification. I will see you soon. And remember, if you just joined in 2026, we have a theme. It's the year of abundance, excess, surplus. You can achieve your English goals. Believe in yourself, practice, be immersed, and be proud of using this global international language of English. Until next time.